Viola and Renegade. What are you eyeing in this game? Who is someone you want to see continue to emerge for the Noles today?
You know, I actually want to see Deuce Robinson get rolling. We heard a lot about him, the receiver, the big 6'6" receiver coming over from USC. I want to see this offense get him the ball early and often.
You know what I want to see? Tommy Castellanos with a headset on as soon as possible. I do not want him in the game, coach. Get him over there, let him coach it up.
Well, that's up to him. That's up to him how he plays. Me, it's Earl Little. Can Earl with that defense, that safety, and what he's...
Thank you, Taylor. Welcome to Tallahassee, the home of the Florida State Seminoles, the unconquered statue designed to capture the invincible spirit of the Seminole people. This team, led by Mike Norvell, has certainly adopted that spirit after a big win versus Alabama here at home last week as they host the East Texas A&M Lions this afternoon in the capital city of the state of Florida. ACC football is on the air. And welcome inside Doak Campbell Stadium. Along Jake Weinberg for Florida State, Randy Reese, the deep man for the Lions. And we're off here at Doak. Through the end zone, and the Lions will begin their first sophomore from Pflugerville, Texas. At the right hip of Rodriguez. 1st and 10. They hand it off to Oakman on the right side. Gets stood up after a couple of yard gain by Oakman. This time, Rodriguez keeps not much. Florida State opened up in a 4-3. They've got to get to the 35-yard line, the Lions. Play action. Rodriguez swallowed up in the backfield and sacked. Took him down.
Darrell Jackson, he is that spine of that defense. And what I love most about him on this play is he keeps going. He's fighting.
Squirrel White, the punt returner this week. Him and Jalen Lucas flipped responsibilities there. So White on a line drive punt will let it bounce. And the Lions will down it. Coach right now is the OC, but he can pour everything into me. And I know what he's thinking before Gus does. Here's Castellanos. They hand it off.
So will be at the center of the football.
Castellanos on 2nd down, hands it off again, right up the gut, and they pick up the first.
On the other side of the line of scrimmage.
And a quick run there on the...
You saw what I saw last week. The Lions struggle versus tempo.
Castellanos gives it again. Another run up the middle. Another 1st down for Florida State by Sawchuk as into Lions territory at the 49. Castellanos with plenty of time all day. Now rolling to the right. He's going to tuck it and run. And out of bounds at the 4-5. 230 yards last week, as we mentioned, most against a ranked opponent since they did it against Clemson in 2012. Isaiah Holmes now checking tight ends for Florida State. Castellanos, he's going to tuck it and run, and he gets stopped at the 4. So the review was for targeting. It was on Kyrie Anderson. He was disqualified, and it's a 15-yard penalty and 1st down, an easy call here.
What a huge blow to this Lions defense. Kyrie last week, I'm not surprised. No hesitation, we're going for it.
And flags on the field.
False start. Offense number 76, 5-yard penalty.
Full start of the game after 7 rushes. They go back to the ground here. USC transfer. Second and goal for Castellanos and company. He keeps, turns the corner, can't get into the end zone.
You want to defend it with your defensive end. Are you going to take a linebacker? Are you going to put an extra safety down? And oftentimes versus D-line or linebacker, he's faster.
Chroma pushing his way in. They'll mark him just shy. Jaheim Lowe, who's in for Kyrie.
With 7.
13th play of the drive.
Cat formation.
12 of them rushing. Chroma. And Chroma is stood up by Troy.
Offside. Defense number 98. Line up in the neutral zone at the snap. Philippine fourth half of this to the goal. Still fourth down.
Patrick Brown Jr. and the Seminole end goal. This time, Sawchuk lowers the shoulder, powers his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Seminoles. Plays 78 yards, 4:38 off the clock, 12 rushes, 1 pass for Mike Norvell's squad.
The Seminoles offense, when they need a yard or maybe even 2, they're going to rely on this interior front that they have, this offensive line. You saw it all game last week, and you're seeing it on this first drive, and that's the reason why they were able to punch it in right there on 4th and 1.
Weinberg for the extra point. Up and good. The Lions had Florida State stopped, but a penalty gave Florida State one more chance to punch it in.
You have to always have that in your back pocket.
KJ Schenkel, the new running back, alongside Eric Rodriguez. Rodriguez looks to the sideline, complete there at the 30 to the 30-yard line. So let's give it a 5.5, we'll call it. Second down. A run up the middle and hurdling a defender and picking up off-season Schenkel, but no signs of that there. First down Lions, who moved the ball well last week against SMU, and as I mentioned earlier, really put themselves in a bind with turnovers. Rodriguez tucks it and runs, gets hit, but
if they have a certain package planned for him today.
We have whistles on the field. Delay of game.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
So the switch of the
sense of urgency from this offense.
2nd and 9.5, we'll call it. And Schenkel, though, on 3rd and 10. They got to get to the 49 of the Seminoles. They hand it off to Schenkel, and not much there. 20. A line drive punt. White fields it inside his 20. And a fair catch. So Tommy Castellanos and company, the ball on their own 18-yard line. Castellanos to the air, pressure in his face, launches one down the field, hits Deuce Robinson in stride. He's gonna go! Touchdown! 82 yards! From Castellanos to Robinson gives the Seminoles a 13-point lead.
That's the effect of a good running team putting pressure on the defense. You're going to see they're playing with a short post. And so they line up in a formation that looks like run. He gives a nice run play action, and then it's over the top to Deuce Robinson. But you see, you're a short post, you can't cover. And it's off to the races, young man. Deuce Robinson getting that end zone. 6 on the board for Florida State.
When I asked him, hey, you know, he's big like Johnny Wilson. He said, well, he's actually not just like Johnny. He's a mix between Johnny Wilson and Keon Coleman because of how fluid receivers for the Lions, who are in deep trouble here as they begin this drive on their 25. They give it to Oakman up the middle, plugged up pretty quickly there. They look like the Florida State Seminoles, that's for sure. There was a lot of chatter about the way things went last season. Rodriguez on the keep, and he has enough for the first down. He picks up 11 on the play. Edwin Joseph on the tackle, but a flag back near the 20.
Holding, offense number 51.
if they want to stop the Seminoles defensive front.
2nd and 19. Fumble. And Rodriguez pounces.
Expect a handoff, screen. Just don't do anything to put the ball in harm's way.
Quick toss, almost intercepted. And White retreating, will field it inside the 45, makes a man miss. Flag on the play, down the sideline. Lowers the shoulder and still going. Inside the 20, down near the 15, but I mentioned earlier, flag.
Both teams doing a return. Illegal block in the back. Receiving team. Personal foul. Illegal hands to the face. Kicking team. Those fouls offset. 4th down.
This time because of how close Florida State has gotten. High snap. This time he gets it off cleanly. But it's going to bounce short, and it'll take a Lions bounce into for the Noles. Gavin Sawchuk in the backfield with Castellanos. Castellanos, a quick toss to White. And White pushes forward. There you see the numbers last week. They hand it off. Back on the ground will be a yard.
Because the run's coming.
So Anthony Gray lost his helmet. They hand it off again. And all on the 42, play action for Castellanos. Plenty of time. Wants it all. Robinson again. This time hauls it in, but a flag on the play. Gillespie in coverage. We'll see if the touchdown stands. A one-handed stab.
Pass interference. Defense number 7. The penalty's declined. Result of the play is a touchdown.
Deuce Robinson having a day. 42 yards. He's got 141 in the first quarter alone. Extra point is up and good by Weinberg. And the Castellanos to Robinson connection is a real thing today.
It's looking really good. Deuce Robinson putting on the clinic. Just go by him. And guess what? Throw it up, and the big man is going to come down with it. I mean, look at the catch. 141 yards to start this game. He's putting this ACC conference in the league on notice.
Deuce did. That might be an SC top 10 today. There was some hand fighting, and Deuce came up with it. This one again sails through the end zone.
They hustle. They're high motor guys, and it's tough to defend.
1st and 10, play action. Rodriguez with time. Floats one. Easy interception by Earl Little Jr. And he's on the move. Looking to tack on some more. He's got a lane. Weaving through traffic and taken down at the 15-yard line. Florida State routing the Lions at the moment. Touchdown-saving tackle by Romello Watson.
Earl Little Jr. in the center of that defense, just doing his job, reading the eyes of the quarterback. It looks like you got a man by himself, and then Earl is there to save the day and come up big and put his offense in position. I like this young man. He's a baller.
Pops was an 8-year NFL veteran, highly recruited, American heritage. High school in Plantation, Florida. Pat Surtain, the DB's coach, former NFL player himself. His coach here was his head coach in high school, too. Castellanos, end zone, incomplete. Too high.
Run. And then they find themselves, unfortunately, making illegal contact.
2nd and 10.
So he found it.
Castellanos taken down. Slips there.
Hold this Seminoles offense to a field goal. That'll be a win for this defense.
Castellanos fires over the middle. Again to Robinson. He stretches to the end zone, but will be just shy down to the 1. But it has been the Deuce Robinson show. First down, and the Noles moving quickly to punch it in. They hand it off up the middle. The Lions this time and set for the Noles. The pitch to Holmes. And stood up at the 1. And that'll do it for the first quarter. They'll switch Chuck in the backfield with Castellanos.
Sawchuck moves to the center position.
Gets the Wildcat, fakes the toss, goes in the end zone, walks in for the touchdown. A trick play by the Noles, and they capitalize. 27-0 Florida State. Second Wildcat snap today by the Noles. Extra point by Weinberg. That one's up and in, and it's 28-0 as we just started the second quarter.
It's a well-designed play by Gus Malzahn here. Catching the defense by surprise, putting Sawchuck in the position, getting extra offensive players over there to seal that inside and that edge. And Sawchuck has found the 2 yards for an easy touchdown.
Well, and the interesting part there, I thought, was not only faking the toss, but faking the jet sweep to Squirrel White as well. Just an incredible design by Gus Malzahn. Look, that's Gus Malzahn, right? He's going to do stuff that, you know, has been revolutionary in this sport over many, many years.
Yes, and again, that's a lot of eye candy going on in Gus Malzahn's offense. You know, you see one thing and then you see another. And it keeps you on your toes as a defense. But what I love most about him is that a lot of his runs set up the pass. And so, again, everything looks identical, but then there's a slight difference.
Gus Malzahn gave Mike Norvell his start. And those two, a 20-year relationship back together here at Florida State, looking to do big things. And that one's 28-0 Florida State, dominating thus far. Schenkel on the right side, spinning out of trouble, picks up. Rodriguez tried to set up the screen there, but Florida State took care of that. So Rodriguez will try to tuck it and run and take it third and about 2. Seminoles showing blitz. Here they come off the corner, and they stuff it. A loss on the play. KJ Sampson, first on the scene. The redshirt sophomore from North Carolina.
KJ Sampson, first off the ball, a good swipe, and he's in the backfield for a loss.
Going off his wheels out there, taking care of business on the defensive end.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Squirrel White awaiting the punt just inside his own 40. High snap. Meehan boots it. White will let it bounce. And it goes out of bounds at the 30. He's got 2 touchdowns, 160 yards already. He did that in 1 quarter. Play action for Castellanos all day. Takes another deep shot. Squirrel White this time. Can't get it. 2nd and 10. Chroma in the backfield with him. Castellanos, pressure coming backside, fires to the sideline, incomplete.
One-on-one, go for it.
Sawchuck in the backfield now, and movement up front on the left side of the line.
False start. Offense number 55. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Their catchability. Or you could see a deep crosser from Deuce Robinson.
And a wide receiver screen here to Robinson. Breaking tackle, spinning out of trouble. Gets near the marker. He'll be about 2 yards shy to the 47-yard line. Robinson adding to his totals, so it'll be 4th and manageable coming up.
Just what I expected. Get the ball in your playmakers' hands and let them try to do the rest.
Looks like he lost the ball, but Florida State recovered there. Luke Pettibone, right place, right time, the Wake Forest transfer. So they're going here on 4th down.
Look for Castellanos to have a run-pass option. Get him on the perimeter. Either use your legs or find somebody quick in the flat.
4th and 2. Castellanos dumps it off to Sawchuk. Plenty of room to run down the sideline. Gets in the end zone for a touchdown. 53 yards. And the run continues in Tallahassee. A key block there by the freshman Javen Boggs from Cocoa High School to free him up. Jake Weinberg, the extra point. To nothing. Total domination.
And a lot of offenses. You see Castellano on the center. Roll, boot action. Finds the running back in the flats. Gets some nice blocking on the outside. And it's another.
We are all keeping Ethan and his family in our thoughts and prayers.
Victoria, certainly tragedy, as you mentioned. And Ethan's father, Earl, honored here.
And his family right now.
And of course, we're all praying for a speedy recovery for Ethan Pritchard. Rodriguez with the run. First down. 2nd and 1 for the Lions with Madonna, who hands it off here to McMillan. McMillan spins out of trouble, picks up the first down. Low snap from Madonna. Tosses it to Jourdain. Nice snag there by him.
You saw right there. Tough grab.
Madonna, pressure coming. Lost one to the sideline. Airmails that one.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense number 97. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
For the Lions, they had 1 first down on their first 5 drives. This drive, they have 2. They are sticking with Will Madonna at quarterback. Play action. Madonna fires towards the sideline. Complete to Proctor. 1st and 10 from the 29 of the Noles. Madonna again. This time picked off. Jerry Wilson read that the whole way. The Lions were driving, and the Seminoles said, that's enough. Christian Jourdain was the target.
There was some confusion going on as Will and Jordan walked off that field, but it don't matter. Jerry Wilson there to capitalize on it. He's reading the QB's eyes, and he goes, no hesitation.
Finds a hole on the right side, gets the first down as he gets to the 42 from Lieber, Georgia. Florida State continues to move here. A quick toss to the left side to Mackay.
Run last week by Danzy, putting his impact on the game.
Had 2 good runs, one of them for the TD for sure. 2nd and 6. Another run here by Florida State.
Probably going to come with some sort of pressure, so expect a one-on-one throw outside.
And they flip it around to Danzy. We're going to see that speed burst through the hole. down the sidelines. See you later. Touchdown, Florida State. 53 yards. We tried to tell you he's got record-setting speed.
We did try to say it. We spoke that into existence, George. They heard us up here. They said it's time to get Danzy the football. And he's dangerous once he gets it in his hands.
Florida State, long TD plays today. 1 of 82, 2 of 53, and 1 of 42. The explosives have been on display here in Tallahassee.
Danzy's becoming this reverse specialist for this Seminoles offense. And honestly, they just tell him just to run because the blocking down this field clears the lane. Offensive linemen downfield blocking. And you just do what you do best, Danzy. Just run. Run, Forrest, run.
That is what he does best. I mean, maybe there are some things he does better, but man, if he does anything better than run, that goes to show you how talented that dude is. Against an Alabama team that many had, not only in the college football playoff, but potentially as a national champion down the road. They're gone. So this is a different group here. Will Madonna back at quarterback. They hand it off to Oakman on the right side, trying to turn the corner. He does, picks up the first down. See what happens here with the Lions. Madonna sets up the screen, incomplete. A little past the midway point here in the second quarter. Oakman, nowhere to go. On 3rd and 11. Madonna wide of the mark, intended for
Quit. And there he is, making a nice clean pass breakup.
Knowles coming after this one. The Lions get it away. White fields it. And he's wrapped up shy of the 30. Couple of flags back near the 27 and the 22. You see Squirrel White reaching for his left hand. Training staff checking him out.
Illegal numbering, receiving team, 2 players wearing number 4. That penalties decline. First down, Florida State.
So the 2 players on that score, on that reverse. Kevin Sperry in now at quarterback for the Noles, the freshman. He hands it off to Lucas. Jalen Lucas gets his first carry of the game. He's the first quarterback off the bench. 2nd and 6 for the Noles. Hand off to Croma. No, check that, Jalen Lucas. 2 points at the moment. 2nd most in the first half since 2015. They had 56 back in 2017 against Delaware State. Hand off again this time. Gets near the marker. Croma in the backfield. Gets it this time. Following a block. Breaks some tackles. Bolting to the outside and picks up. Play the entire game. And this week, we finally got a substitution. A quick toss to Lucas to the outside and out of bounds.
Give him a breather for a second.
Cam Davis is the back. Sperry fakes the handoff. Got all day. Wants it all.
Too far. It's hard in this Florida Heat to play every snap.
Davis stays on his feet. Barreling forward. Picks. Approaching the 2-minute timeout. Sperry. 2-0 at the moment and looking for more. Sperry, the new quarterback, tucks it and runs as he's in relief. 2nd and 5 for Sperry. Again, will run it. Goes through the hole. Dives forward. Florida State with more yards in this first half than any team in the nation this year. My goodness. Sperry under center. Fakes the reverse, throws it to the end zone. Wide open, Boggs for a touchdown. An easy pitch and catch. 3-yard score.
That's 2 times now that the Florida State offense has lined up under center, and both have resulted in touchdowns. Same play, roll boot action, get your running back in the flat and the receiver in the back end zone, and there it is, Kevin Sperry found him.
Congratulations to Kevin Sperry. You've thrown your first career touchdown pass. The Noles have scored TDs on all 7 drives today, and the freshman from Denton, Texas, got to get that ball, young fella.
Freshman does a good job. They take away my throw in the flat, but they didn't stop my guy in the back end zone, Javon Boggs. Touchdown.
Now, Boggs also getting his first career for the state are good.
Absolutely. You know, growing up as a kid, I remember a lot of epic battles that have Florida State fingerprints all over.
Nonetheless, it didn't matter. He felt confident in this group. He said he grew up in the 90s here in Florida, grew up in Key West. His wife's from Tampa, and he says it's meant to be, man. Florida State is one of those places you want it to be at.
Legal substitution, offense, 12 players in the huddle, 5-yard penalty.
25 defenses the last 4 years at Syracuse and Nebraska. Handoff here, nothing doing. Have you had a twin?
I would love that.
I mean, I'm sure you could have pulled off a lot of shenanigans too growing up if you're twins. That's true too.
Oh, switcheroo.
If you're if you're identical, yes, no, certainly. Another run here, and just 2 touchdowns here. 173 yards receiving today. And the kickoff. Florida State will return it. Jalen Lucas. And Murray returns at quarterback after relieving Thomas Castellanos late in the first half. Quick toss here. Right. So first down for the Noles. Handoff here. Chroma weaving through traffic. Gets to the sideline and picks up the first down.
You take Danzy, who grabs your attention as a defender. You bring him back in motion into the flat. You got half of the defense going with him, but nobody goes with Chroma.
Sperry will keep and stood up. Brock Glenn now in at quarterback for the Noles. And he keeps breaking tackles, saying, hey man, I can run too. For the Seminoles. Davis stood up. A meaningful playing time for sure for these young players. Glenn under pressure dumps it off to Williams, the tight end. He's still on his feet, breaking tackles, dives to the end zone for a touchdown. 38-yard rumble for Amari Williams. To nothing, Florida State. Amari Williams, the sophomore from Palm Beach, Benjamin High School. His first touchdown of the season. The extra point by Weinberg is up and good. Splits the uprights. 50 26-0. 5 touchdown passes by 3 different QBs for Florida State.
Look at the attention that Danzy grabs from this Lions defense, leaving Amari Williams all by himself backside with the bodies of this offensive line to will him into the end zone. Look at them go.
Then Miami and Florida State meeting in early October with something on the line. Some familiar faces in Malzahn, his offensive coordinator, who recruited him originally at UCF. Originally with Gus Malzahn at UCF, transfers to Boston College. Malzahn told us they had a great conversation back then about wanting playing time and wanting to play where he
have responded in the right way. They've embraced the change, embraced growth, and they're getting rewarded because of it in these first weeks of the season.
3rd and 8 here.
With something to prove, and you spoke about the journey. Castellanos and Carson Beck, they have a lot to prove this year, and they're playing like it in this early part of the season.
Lucas towards the sideline, tiptoeing and hit State and be a difference maker, and he's pouring into his teammates, and we've seen that today. Kevin Sperry back at quarterback as they hand it off to Samuel Singleton.
Now they're understanding each other's backgrounds, and that really attracted Castellanos and as well as Coach Norvell and Gus to bring him in.
Made his, and for now it's worked out certainly well for Castellanos. We'll see on Boston College. Sperry floats one, caught, Chroma, touchdown! Yards. Six of the 9 touchdowns today for Florida State have been over 38 yards. Weinberg, the extra point up and good. 63-0.
Another misdirection play by the Seminoles. It really tests your eye discipline as a defender. And they just lost Chroma in the flat. He did a wheel route. And Sperry found him in the end zone.
The coaches, we talked about it briefly earlier, Rod. Man, they were raving about him, and because we were marveling at just his size.
He understands the culture. He understands the mission.
A thorough butt whooping at this point. So I think you're just trying to get anything positive if you're them. Rodriguez dumps it down. And a big on 3rd and 4. Rodriguez fires, got his man, complete. Rodriguez in trouble and is taken down. Not only a tight end who's already caught a touchdown, plays both ways, plays defense too. He was right there.
Whatever it takes mentality.
Rodriguez in trouble, gets out of it for the moment. Throws down the field and completes it.
Personal foul, illegal blindside block, offense number 71, 15-yard penalty, 2nd down.
That's true. The ball is currently spotted at their own 32. On the jet sweep. And taken down near the. Rodriguez backpedaling. Still on his feet. Gonna tuck it and run. Makes a man miss. Dives forward. Gets into FSU.
And to hold a team, any team, to 0 points is difficult to do, and it should be praised.
The Lions trying to save it. And it's going to be saved inside the 5 by Bryson Davis. They will give it to him at the 2. We'll step aside. The Noles will begin their next drive at their own 2, leading 63. First year here as a group, and we were battered injury-wise, so we found him in the cafeteria, as Victoria said, and he's been a real surprise for them.
That's an easy find at 6'8".
Glenn over the middle, fires and connects on time.
Did not. He joined on as a walk-on, learned the game, and is now one of the key players.
Or your traditional style quarterback in the pocket, has some athleticism, but he does a lot of his damage from the upright position.
They give it to Singleton with a huge hole up the middle. Still going, dragging defenders near me on this afternoon. Singleton again. Finds plenty of room. He's off to the races. One man to beat, and he beats him into the end zone. Touchdown, Florida State. 53 yards. The Noles, utter domination today. The extra point up and good, 70-0.
This play started because of the offensive line, but then after that, Sam Singleton does the rest with his footwork, jump cut to the left, and he has the speed to take it into the end zone. This Gus Malzahn offense has had a lot of explosive, focusing on the offensive side of the ball, George, but what about that defense?
Oh, I knew the safety had to come here and talk about the D for a second.
The shutout. When's the last time Florida State has had the shutout?
All right. So Eric Rodriguez back at the helm for the Lions. They give it to Hamilton, not much there. We were talking earlier when we were talking about
It's an early watch of the Heisman list. You had Nussmeier on the opposite side of him, and Cade to me just seemed a little off. There was a football, get his confidence back, because they're going to need a lot of him if they want to end up where they ultimately want to be.
Max Redden with a big hit on Hamilton, whose helmet flew off. Work on something here.
Situational ball right here.
Sure.
4th and 1 is going to come up again at some point in your season.
4th and 1. Rodriguez keeps and swallowed up in the backfield for Florida State. 4th quarterback to play today. 23 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Handoff to the running back, bust to the outside, and hit.
A team that's continuing to get better. And we had a great first week win.
And a run up the middle by Parks. The entire Enter Sandman intro for the Hokies. First down here for the Noles. Parks taken down. They will surpass that.
They're chasing history right now.
It's a Naval Air Station, Whiting Field. Florida State, 10 drives, 10 touchdowns. They're looking to make it 11 for 11. And Grant loses the football. It's scooped up by the Lions. And taken down just past the 4. Jack Jacobs in at quarterback. They hand it off on the left side with the tackle. 2nd and 5 for the Lions. As the Noles looking to preserve the shutout. They float one to Jourdain. Down the sideline, cuts it back inside. and slides down.
He's going to compete to the finish. He has that characteristic in him.
Jacobs launches one down the field. Matthews catches it inside. First and goal for the Lions. Jack Jacobs. At quarterback. They hand it off. And Florida State turns away McBride. Jacobs hands it off, and good defense there. Jack Jacobs breaks the huddle. McBride to his left. Florida State inching closer. Here they come. And it's batted away. Ball is on the ground. They're going to rule it incomplete. Or you just want to get anything positive if you're them?
You need points on the board.
Oslo Rigby. It's up.
0 for 4 in my career at Virginia Tech. And that is a chilling atmosphere to play in. Any football player be grateful to walk into that stadium.
For loss. But when we were doing our meetings, he was like, oh, Virginia, right? Yeah, and you guys talked about how you cross paths. And he was like, oh, man, I'm sorry.
He definitely gave me the blues on that one.
Zay Parks in at tailback. And Parks burst through the hole towards the sideline.
This was a very challenging place. I mean, the environment is electric. It's everything that you want as a football player. And this is honestly 2012. So my last year was 2011. We actually had the opportunity of playing the Seminoles.
Jeremiah Johnson on the carry, the 7th tailback. Love EJ. I saw him actually at the Miami Notre Dame game.
Reason why?
Jeremiah Johnson again, this time.
The mindset of this team, the coaching staff, and and I know a lot of it started throughout the week. The prep, the practice, the reps. You don't come out here and just show up this way.
For most teams, to show out like they did today, again, a testament to Mike Norvell and his staff. And these players, certainly. The whole program, to be honest with you. Screenplay here. November 4th, 2000 against Clemson. They won 54-7 in that game. Here's a run by Johnson. Picks up another first down. Usman Kroma. All those guys scored their first touchdowns of their career. So you got to be hyped for those guys getting their first opportunity. Yeah, man, it is one of those moments where these are the games where
ESPN all in one place. Go to support.espn.com to learn more.
And the Noles score another touchdown. Zay Parks hits pay dirt. 13-yard run for Parks. A redshirt freshman from Crestview, Florida, gets the score. First of his career.
The result of the play is a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense, number 28 and number 15, they're first. That 15-yard penalty is being forced on the kick.
77.
So unsportsmanlike on Boggs and Singleton. Bruno Royce for the extra point. The freshman kicker from Sarasota. The extra point is up and good, just barely. So they lead 77-3, do the Seminoles. That now equals FSU's largest win of all time, the one we referenced earlier in 1949 when they won 74-0 against Whitling Field in Milton, Florida, which is a naval base.
Gus has been locked in all day, and his players have supported him and backed him every chance that they've gotten.
And it has been through a lot here, building this program, rebuilding it. A couple of years ago, 10-3 with Jordan Travis. They had the undefeated regular season. Unfortunately missed the playoff as they get a sack there. Certainly a tough pill to swallow for the Noles, the way that ended without a playoff appearance. Then last year, the tough year, but they have reignited this program for sure. Third and 11. McBride bouncing it to the outside, picks up the first down and then some. And what a day for the Florida State Seminoles. They win 77-3 against the Lions of East Texas A&M.